It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.
And now the host, Calvin Logan.
All right, this is Scotty Sowell. I'll tell you, being a father and a grandfather has been a blessing. Starting out, I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to be a husband. I made mistakes in my first few years of fatherhood. I did things I reacted out of anger or things like that. So I had, you're not supposed to, have your children, into anger. So I had to, when I gave my life to Christ at 26, I had been a father for since I was 17. I was a father very early. My 17, I was a father, and uh, then in '89, when I was 23, I had another daughter, and then uh, next year, for 24, I had another daughter, and things happen. Being a parent, you learn, and so I reacted out of anger when I punished them. I did instant, whooped them out of anger, and I was mean, I was hateful, and I was just ornery, being a parent. And then I gave my life to Christ, and God trained me on how to be a father. I was very disappointed at the time I gave my life to Christ. I began to look over my life, and I seen the mistakes I made and how my children kind of loved when Daddy. I'm a truck driver. They loved when Daddy would go to work, and they would just jump for joy when Daddy. They didn't like Daddy coming home because I was a mean person. But you can't make up for lost years. You can't make up for those years. So eventually, being saved and being a father, godly father. I was able to rectify those mistakes. I didn't react out of anger. Before I did anything, I prayed, and whatever God said do, I done. I didn't whoop anymore. I didn't spank, many times until God told me to, or whatever. But I handled things differently, and that made me a better father. And one thing I've learned during this process is that you live by example. You lead by example. I wanted my children, which I have three daughters. I wanted them to want a husband like their father. And what I mean by that, the same characteristics, the same attitude. I treated their mother in front of them how they were, behind closed doors, in front of, door open or whatever, treated. Not to settle for less, and me being their father, I had to treat their mother, and I treat their mother with much utmost respect. I opened the door for her. I care for her. I never called her out of her name. I never did that in front of them. I never did it behind closed doors either. But I tried to um, be a Christ-like father. That was the only because I had no kind of example growing up of what marriage was supposed to be. I had no example at all, so I had to get into the Word of God and let God lead and guide me. I didn't have no sons; I had all daughters, so I wanted them to, to show them what a husband is all about. How to walk upright, be honest, and be truthful. Be apologetic when you have to be. When I make mistakes, I had to go back and apologize. When I certain things, and I had to explain to them why they couldn't do certain things, and they understood and they trusted their daddy because of the life that I led after salvation. And now that I have grandchildren, I have grandsons. I have three grandsons and two granddaughters. And my grandsons, I try to show them what a man is supposed to be. We call it guys' days out, guys' day out. We get together. Us, my youngest is 2, so he doesn't get to go. But my oldest one is 12, and the other one's 11. We have guys' day out, and we go do whatever we want to. May take a weekend and go somewhere Friday, come back, and then go somewhere Saturday. Just hang out the guys all day long, and we just talk and walk and so it's an honor being a father, especially when you're a father that um, that knows God and able to lead your children in the way of Christ likeness. It's a lifestyle that you have to live. Not, because a lot of children, they see their parents, what I call them preacher kids. They see their parents at church, how they respond, how they act in church, and then at home they're a different thing. But you can't do that. You can't do that. And one of the honors that I have right now with my children is they won't tell me because they think I'm a nerd and they want daddy to have the big head. But they tell my wife all the time, I want a man, I want a husband just like my father. I want him that he never puts his hands on you, he never curses you, he never calls you out of your name, and that's an honor. That's an honor, a big honor that I have that my children will want a husband like their father. I'm telling you, that's one of the biggest honors I have right there, being a father, that they want someone like me to be their husband. So that's an honor, and that's something, man, that that makes it all worthwhile. And they care for their parents, they care for their mother, and they care for their father, and they'll do anything for us and for me. So I'm just thankful for the position that I have as a father and a leader in my family. I taught them and I teach them that we don't make decisions without God first. Vacations, we pray about it, and God leads and guides. Whatever He puts in our spirits, we sit down and discuss, get dates. We do it God first, and that's an honor. And I thank God for that, my brother. I thank God for that, and so I'm just honored, man, to be a father, just to be able to stand up and say, yeah, I have children, and be able to say that I point them out, and they'll be able to say something um, nice about their father. They won't say anything negative because I try not to live negative. And so it's just an honor, man. It's just a very honor just to be a father, a grandfather, have a legacy. Uh, that they don't mind being seen with their father. They don't mind being seen with their grandfather. They enjoy time with us. Me and my wife. They live separate from us, and a lot of times on the weekend they call us and want us to come over and spend the night. Now, what kind of kid in their 30s or 40s, what kind of, child in their 30s or 40s want their parents to come around and spend time with them, have movie nights and have little times together, come over and watch movies on Saturdays or Friday nights and things like that. It's an honor that should know that, you've done a good job, and you raise them. They're not trying to hide anything from you. They rather spend time with you than and time in the streets. And so I thank God for that, and it's an honor. And I thank God for that. And that's about it, my brother. That's about it.
All right, all right. Hey, my name is Eugene Ash, and I'm a father of 11. A blended family, of course. My wife has 6. I have 5 kids. Fatherhood to me is definitely setting good examples of being a great father, as far as household always in order type of situations with the kids. Just giving them the right discipline they need when they're wrong. Don't not think discipline, and you see stuff need to be out that need to be in hand. It needs to be handled. Fatherhood for me is just giving back. My parents done it through trial and error. I learned some things that I do better than they did. Of course, I have good parents. Not saying I didn't, but they were learning as they go. I got myself. I became a father early. I still was a kid, so a lot of that, I still was immature a little bit at a time. But once I growed into being a father, it's one of the most wonderful things in the world for somebody to call you dad, and it really is good. Having a mixture of kids with my wife's kids is a little different than I ever imagined. But it's you got personalities different. You got some of their dads are always around, so I'm like a dad to everybody, and it's awesome because it gives me a chance to really broaden my horizons about being a dad. Um, we I do a lot with the kids, sports and everything. So sometimes I'm out of the household a lot, trying to be you know, into the sports with the boys, and I know a little bit about sports because I played sports. So I have a lot of going on as far as uh making games, making practice, and just trying to be a husband and a father. But most important, make sure that I let my kids know that see a good person in me being a father. That sometimes we have bad days, sometimes we have good days, but we overcome those days, and teach them how to treat their spouses when they become married and whatnot, whatever. So on with the daughters as well. I got two kids. I got two of my girls go to Florida State. Well, I have three girls at Florida State. The oldest one is my bonus child. She plays basketball there. She's very smart. I got my baby that goes there, and then my baby girl will start there this year. I am delighted to know that me as a father, also the mom that I did, I played a good role in making sure they did what was right so they could do what I didn't get to do, as far as go to college and see other things and know to think outside the box. I never was taught to think outside the box, so I had to learn that on my own. You know, and so I try to give back to any, not just my sons, any guys, any boys that I see growing up that needs a father figure. I try to give them reasons of why they shouldn't do certain things, and this is why you should go this way. Um, for a while in my life, I was on the wrong side of the tracks, but I straightened my life up. God be the glory for that. And I'm just giving back and trying to stop the cycle of that by being a good dad to my kids and being, like I say, a father figure to other kids that are fortunate to have their father around. Because I know what it feels like not to have a dad around. I definitely know that feeling. Um, as far as just trying to set the foundation for my family as a man house, and that's what it was, I go along in life to do that. As a man, understand everything ain't gonna always go the way you plan it. You have to figure out a way, sometimes fake it till you make it, but figure it out. Just in that note, man, I think I'm going about it the right way as being a good father, good good bonus dad for my bonus kids, and they speak highly of me, and it's just a wonderful feeling to be in those shoes, man. I advise everybody, if you can, to stay in your kid's life as best you can. Um, don't just be a friend, be a parent, which means at the same time there's discipline. A lot of kids grow up this day with fathers that don't chastise. We have to do that no matter how it makes them feel or make you feel. They need that. They'll come back in the end of life and tell sometime in life and say thank you for that, for not just always agreeing and not just sweeping stuff under the rug. It needs to be handled right away because those things accumulate problems if you don't do it at a time in life. So, with that being said, I just once again being a focus. It's some feeling. Guys that, just starting fatherhood, don't give up. Don't don't let it, get to you. It's gonna have some times where you feel like you ain't doing right, just know you get on your knees, you pray, and he'll guide you through it all the time. That's what I do right now today. I open my Bible and I pray and I do what I have to do, and thanks to my wife, I definitely give more time to the Lord than I ever have since I've been married. And it's a wonderful thing. It helps me through parenthood as well as being a father, just being able to, for the kids to see that I also believe in the Lord and take, my accountability for my wrongs and rights and wrongs and everything. And I thank God for a lot of it, and my kids are just wonderful kids. And I'm just happy to see them grow and do what they're doing. And it makes me feel good to know that they're doing the right thing, all the way, not even wanting to do anything they don't have any business. It's just wonderful considering the style of walk of life I come from. So I'm doing something right and leading them the right way. I am so blessed, you know, to be in the way I am today. I got this men's group that I'm in, and we help each other. It's helping me a lot with everything, man. And I am so thankful for that. Being a father isn't easy, just like being a mother as well is easy. It comes with it comes with its pros and cons, but it's no better feeling than being able to watch something you help make grow into a successful citizen, in this world. and at the same time, this world is definitely rough. So we have to teach them too that nothing is free. You have to work for what you want, and when you hear the word no, it's okay to hear no. Teach them about the Bible. That the Bible states sometimes they tell you no for a better yes. Sometimes it ain't right now. It ain't this ain't right now. That don't mean you're not gonna be getting what you're asking for. And you have to know that it's okay to hear no. Sometimes like, I watch some kids, they don't like the word no, and they things don't go the way they want it. They just think it's the end of the world. That's because they wasn't taught through life, I believe, is my opinion, that no sometimes is no. I used to tell my kids no sometimes just so they know that all the time it wasn't going to be a yes. Just so they understood that life ain't always going to be easy, and things are going to go the way they wanted to go all the time. And they thank me for that to this day. That I was, a little hard on them. Of course, it used to bother me to be hard on them, but I know at the end of the day, that's what was needed for them to understand that life isn't going to be fair. We give our kids all of the best tools that we can, that we know, the resources that we didn't have when we was growing up, or that our parents didn't know to have, that we can give them now to make their life easier if they're willing to do the work. I stress the work part because nothing comes to a sleeper. If you're thinking that people are going to hand you something, that's not the way this world works. So I try to teach that to my kids as well. Being a father, that everything ain't gonna be handed to you. That's just not the way how the world works. Um, I'm a general manager of a restaurant, so I also get a lot of younger kids trying to change their life around that work for me, and I see some traits of things going on in their life that I used to do myself. So I try to help. I'm not strict boss. I just want I tell you to do something, I expect it to be done. I'm not all over them because I know sometimes they don't, they had that all their life, in and out of prison or whatever. So I try to be a father figure as well at work. My job isn't just my job. It's something I do. I take pride in doing and helping people better their life. If out of 10 people that I hire, if I get two of them to do the right thing and go on further to become managers or head cooks, I did my job. You know, so I have some come back and thank me, whether they stay with the company or not. They find some else to do in life, but they remember Mr. Eugene. That's just saying a lot too. Thank you for being there for me. You're like a dad to me. That holds a special place in my heart because kids need that. Sometimes kids don't know how to do stuff the right way. Sometimes they wasn't taught that, so we can't always assume that they just don't do the right thing because they're bad. That sometimes they just don't know no other way. We have to, try to show them another way, get them to believe in you, that whatever you're showing them, they can do it the right way, and they'll go that way. You know, and that's what comes from being the head, not the tail. You be the head, and they see that you're doing good, they'll follow. That's just like coaching sports. If people, boys see that you're a winner, they listen. They see that you're proven to they listen to you. You go through everything in life having to learn to be disciplined, and that's all I discipline. So and that's what life is for me, has gotten great. And like I said, I am so blessed that my wife was brought into my life, because I used to wonder how great of a dad was I. But sometimes, because people wasn't, you don't get to hear people say, they always talk about what I wasn't doing, you know what I mean? But I met a woman that understood, knew, seen something in me, brought it out of me, and it's a wonderful feeling to be able to be a great dad for not only my blood kids, but also my bonus kids. It's awesome.
So you asked us a question on last Tuesday, what is fatherhood to you? And when I think about fatherhood, I think about legacy. And when I think about legacy, I read in First Kings, I want to say in chapter 14, this is the end of the era of David as he's speaking to Solomon. And he's telling Solomon what to do, giving him instructions. All right, this is how you be successful. If you follow this blueprint, you're going to be successful. The first thing that he said was, you got to follow the ancestors of your God, of their God, which is God Almighty. If you follow him, you're going to be successful. And we all know how Solomon was. He asked for wisdom, and he got wisdom, and he got more. But I want to hop on legacy, your impact. I believe a father should have an impact and leave a legacy to his kids and instructions on what to do and who to follow, which is Jesus Christ. For me, as a coach, I have to give instructions. I've been coaching for about 16 years, and I've been a father to many kids, been a mentor to many kids. But I've always said that I'm going to leave a legacy, an imprint, an impact on kids to where if they didn't have a father, they can look to me. But a father should have the light on the inside of him. A father, to me, is sacrificing. As Jesus hung on that cross, he sacrificed. He was obedient to God's word. So that's what I believe a father is to me. Growing up, my dad, he did teach. He was an okay teacher, I guess. But he wasn't a father. A father loves, but also gives that hard, tough love, but also leaves a legacy. And I believe Jesus, he left that legacy for us. And yeah, that's it, man.
Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.